How about those Devils? How about those Devils? How about those Devils? How about those Devils?
The New Jersey Devils go into Columbus in a wild one. Lots of weird happenings, injuries, but the New Jersey Devils get it done, exterminating the Columbus Blue Jackets by a score of 3-2, coming home for the home opener with 4 of 6 points, going 2-1 against 3 very solid teams on the road. I must ask, I must know.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Woo! This one was a good one, kids. This one was a good one. We started off with a stinker in Carolina. We saw a different New Jersey Devils club in Tampa. Game 3 against another playoff hopeful in Columbus. What Devils team were we going to see? And early on, it was a little scary. Lots of power plays against. Devils were under siege at one point. I think they were being outshot like 13-3 or something like that. But the boys come out with the glorious dub, give the Jackets 0 points. Love to see that in the division, and the Devils hold on. Is Markstrom maybe injured too? I mean, I don't know. Hopefully Allen's not injured. They said he left with cramps. Very odd situation. But we get into it, kids. Oh, we get into it. And in the first period, that first period at 15:47, coming in, I forgot something a little bit. Your boy was not too happy with the power play like many of you after last game. And I said, I've seen enough. I want my number 2 power play from last season back. Give me Dougie. Give me Timo. Before the game or earlier today, I guess Keith had mentioned that he was changing up the power play units because something along the lines of they were going to tweak the units based on the opponent. So I guess they're scouting the opponent's PK, and they said Dougie's skills they thought suited attacking the Columbus PK better. Whatever it was, I mean, the new units, let's go. Let's go. But early in the game, Devils on the power play, and at 15:47, Devils buzzing, a bouncing puck comes to Timo, and he wastes no time. He fires it on the net and in. And
Give me 5, give me that which I desire.
Timo Meier. Oh, it feels so good for all the haters. My man Timo on the power play, on the right side, doing what he did during his entire career in San Jose. So many of us have wanted to see it, and it is so glorious. Right side in the circle, power play. Timo hammers it home, giving the Devils the 1-0 lead, assisted by Jackhughes and Jesper Bratt. And that is how the first period would end. That is how your first period would end. Devils lucky to get out of the period with a 1-0 lead. And there was some scary moments. Jake Allen, we cannot say enough about Jake Allen. This is another game that could have gotten away from us super early. Jake Allen stood on his face, picking up where he left off the last time we saw him in Columbus in March, where he faced like 20-something shots in the third period alone to preserve a 2-1 win. A game, mind you, was the difference between getting in the playoffs or not. I mentioned it in several other videos and lives. Had the Devils not beat the Jackets in both of those head-to-head games in March, if Columbus just split the 2 games with us, they would have been in the playoffs and we wouldn't have been. But Jake Allen picks up right where he left off, standing on his face, making all kinds of saves. Jake Allen super sharp in there in that first period, especially. We get to the second, and oh boy, that second period, Jack gets a little cute in the ozone, and he gets stripped by Marchenko, and he's off to the races. And wow, comes in on the breakaway and beats Allen clean to tie it up at 1 at 8:49. That was certainly not a great play by Jack. It is what it is. I definitely thought it was an off night for Jack. Who knows what's going on with him? He hasn't looked like his vintage self as of late. Hopefully he gets it together and starts, playing at the top of his game when we get home. But all tied up in 1 after the Marchenko breakaway. Later on in the period, back on the power play, Plot hits our boy Grits with a nice pass in the neutral zone, and he just comes flying up the ice, and he makes a beautiful saucer pass across to Dawson Mercer, bouncing puck, and Dawson Mercer tees up the one-timer for a beautiful finish, giving the Devils the 2-1 lead at 11:09, assisted by Grits and Pally. I mean, I cannot, guys, this kid is for real. Everyone was hyping up the Gritsuk shot, the release. His passing is straight up filthy. He's finding people in traffic. I mean, wow. I can't say enough about Grits. I can't wait till he starts burying some goals. But in the meantime, someone pointed out in the chat earlier, he's definitely one of the best passers on the team. I mean, that pass was insane. A beautiful sauce. And the way it was bouncing, I didn't think Mercer was going to be. He got a little lucky on it, but he teed it up and just whacked it in. What a great finish by Mercer. Another guy that I've defended from a lot of the naysayers throughout the course of the summer and last season. I mean, Mercer, what a game for the dog tonight. But Devils up 2-1, courtesy of the Grits to Mercer connection on the power play in the second. Devils up 2-1 after 2. We go to the third, and it was one of those, we're going to be in survival. The Blue Jackets made a couple of pushes, couple decent chances. Markey comes in for the third. Obviously, Jake Allen leaves after 2 with the cramps. Kind of a bizarre thing. Markey's in there, makes a couple decent saves. And with the empty net and Columbus pressing, they have the extra attacker. Nico gets possession. He gets it to Mercer. Mercer takes like a stride and a half and just fires it from behind center ice and into the empty net at 19:03, giving the Devils the 3-1 lead. And you thought it was over, at least I did, but not so fast. Ensuing faceoff, Columbus leaves the goalie out, and they're getting pressure down low with the extra attacker, and they throw a puck towards net. Crazy backhand. I forget who shot the backhand. A beautiful, really hard backhand, and the puck's kind of pinballing all around, ends up on the goal line, and Voronkov jams it in. Markey was furious. I don't know if he thought he was interfered with. It looked like he was hurt. He was shaking his hand. I don't know what the hell happened when he was leaving the ice. There was a whole thing. Hopefully Markey's not hurt. I mean, that would be just typical Devils luck to have 2 goalies injured in the same game. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe if there was a lot more period left, we would have seen an e-bug situation. The emergency backup goalie may have come into play. I mean, my God. The injury woes don't stop for this team, but Voronkov makes it a 1-goal game again with 21 seconds left. Devils able to close it out, and that's all she wrote. Your New Jersey Devils, my New Jersey Devils, our beloved New Jersey Devils with another gut check, gutsy road win against the good team in Columbus. And the boys are coming home 2-1 for the home opener Thursday night, hosting the Cats, the back-to-back defending Cup champs, and the arena should be bonkers. If you're there, get loud, get fired up, get antsy, because the boys need to see the love and feel it when they come back to the Rock. I am just elated with this win. I do feel like this team is capable of doing big things this year. I've talked about it before. I'm trying to, curb my enthusiasm. But we'll get to all that. We get to the game stats. Devils 28 shots on goal. Columbus with 33. I mean, it is crazy how the Devils kind of closed the gap throughout the game because they were getting outshot big time early on. Devils losing by a nice chunk in the faceoff circle. 43.3%, 29 of 67. Columbus 56.7% of the faceoffs, winning 38 of 67. And there it is, folks. One of the elements of this team that we have expected to perform is special teams. And we wanted to see the power play connect. It's been Sahara Desert dry through the first 2. Myself, many others were calling for personnel changes. We saw them tonight. Again, they gave the reason of, it was more of the opposition's penalty kill than anything. But in the end, Devils go 2 for 2 on the power play. And that is how you win hockey games, my friends. Special teams. And on the flip side of the 2 for 2 power play, Devils were in the box all night long. Columbus goes 0 for 5. This is a rare night, my friends. That is 7 special teams outings. 2 power plays for the Devils. They cashed them both. 5 penalty kills the Devils had to go on, and they killed them all. That is a 7 for 7 night on special teams. A strength of this team last season. It should be a strength again this season. Cement my man Timo on power play 1 for life. For life. Timo on the right side, power play 1. Let him just uncork that beautiful shot of his from around the circle, and let's go. Let's go. But what a night for special teams. Devils 15 hits, Columbus with 18. Devils 19 block shots, Columbus with 12 block shots. Devils 19 giveaways, Blue Jackets 21 giveaways. Devils, 5 takeaways. Columbus, 3 takeaways. That is the tale of the tape. Oh, and I'm sorry, guys. Again, I'm still in preseason form. I forgot. I'm so ashamed of myself. I'm so sorry. Hopefully I get in my rhythm soon, but win or lose, we booze. And tonight, I'm finishing off the rest of the Surfsides in my fridge. This is one of my Surfside. This is the iced tea and lemonade vodka. Cheers to all of you. This is one of my favorite summer drinks. Win or lose, we booze. I completely botched it here. Forgive me. It's game 3. I'm still getting in the groove of this thing. And then we look at some of the player stats. We look at some of the player stats. Cody Glass, horrible night in the circle. I don't even know how many faceoffs you have to take for it to be 21.4%. That's such a bizarre percentage. I'm too lazy to try to figure that out right now. But 21.4%, absolutely abysmal. Nico with an assist, a shot, 2 blocks, 55% on faceoffs. Goaltending goes 50% on faceoffs. What else we got here of interest? Connor Brown, 3 shots, 2 blocks, 100% on faceoffs. He probably only took 1 or 2. Pally with an assist, a block, and a hit. Timo Meier with a goal, 3 shots. Paul Cotter, quiet night. His line mates just keep getting worse with each passing game. My heart goes out to Paul Cotter. My God, he was playing with grits. Was probably so excited through the preseason, and then all these injuries happen, and now Paul Cotter is, playing with whoever is the latest guy up. Tonight it was Hallinan. No shade to Hallinan, but obviously the guy that I'm not going to say fell in love with, but really liked in his New Jersey Devils debut, Zach McEwen, the guy we traded Curtis McDermott for, comes over from Ottawa, makes his Devils debut against Tampa, thought he looked great, and he apparently gets injured some point in the game, and he's also now the latest man down for your New Jersey Devils. The injury bug is real. I do believe it's a black cloud at this point. There's all these people that are like, fire the strength and conditioning coach and all this stuff. Like, I'm sorry, guys, but that's just complete nonsense. I can't blame strength and conditioning coaches for years and years of just ridiculous injuries. I'm sorry, I just can't. Fluke things keep happening to this team, and hopefully, the depth is now already coming into play. I would love to see my man LaChance get a shot at some point soon. I don't know if we'll see Hallinan next game, or we'll see how that all goes. But not a lot of ice for Hallinan. 6:54. Jesper Bratt with an assist, 3 shots, a hit. Gritsuk. Oh, that Gritsuk with that beautiful assist to go with 2 shots, a hit. Jackhughes with an assist, 27.3% in the faceoff circle. Not great. 2 blocks. 6 giveaways. Oof. Rough night for Jack. Hopefully he bounces back. Dawson Mercer. What a game for the dog. 2 goals on 4 shots, a block, a hit. Love to see it. 50% on faceoffs from Dawson. Dilly with 2 blocks and 4 hits. You're going to get a solid effort from Dilly all the time. Dougie with 3 blocks. Shimo Nemitz with 3 blocks. Pesci with 2 blocks. Not a lot of hits from defensemen. Actually, if this is accurate, I have to believe they're missing some hits here. But according to this, per NHL stats, no defenseman threw any hits except Brendan Dillon with 4. They have Hamilton with 0, Nemitz with 0, Pesci, lukehughes, Siegenthaler all with 0. I find that a little hard to believe, but who knows? 4 hits for Dilly, out-hit the rest of the decor. Second on the team only to Paulie's 5. Paulie just bringing the hit parade. You'd love to see it. Markey stops 8 of 9. His numbers, poor Markey, he just can't catch a break. His numbers are going to be terrible. But that was a tough goal to start. The circumstances there at the end were kind of crazy. And Jake Allen, a stellar 23 saves on 24 shots for a .958. It's unfortunate that the way that all played out, because Allen lost the win as well because Markey gave up that goal. Markey's going to get credited with this win, which is pretty funny. Gave up a goal, and then that changes the win from Allen to him. Pretty funny stuff, but what a game for your New Jersey Devils. Let me pull that down. Whew. What a game, guys. All right, let me get to some of your comments here. I'm fired up. 2-1. Again, who would not have signed up to be 2-1 coming home after these 3 games on the road? People talking about doomsday. We're go on a 10-game losing streak, all this stuff. I mean, it's crazy. This team is not last year's team. They are dealing with a ton of injuries per usual. I mean, that's nothing new. And hopefully they just keep it rolling at home. John Fay, what's going on? He says Jack will be himself sooner than later. Hopefully. He definitely looks off. You know, maybe he's still, I don't know, in his head about the injuries. There's people postulating all kinds of stuff. In the end, he's getting assists, but Jack needs to start burying goals. He's at his best when he's flying around, feeling good, burying pucks. Doesn't have any yet, and I feel like we're going to see maybe some vintage Jack Hughes magic on the Prudential Center ice on Thursday and Saturday. Oh, my goodness, as Jack did have a few good defensive plays tonight, but the giveaways are really showing his rust from missing the end of the season last year. Yeah, and again, he hasn't played real games for the most part. He didn't play for a very long time, so it is what it is. Maybe he's shaking off some rust as well. The preseason has just become, I think, an arduous kind of, no one seems to be trying in preseason. And that's not to, knock the players, but it certainly seems like preseason has taken I don't know. It's become even less of people trying. I don't know. Back in the day, there were wars, but mostly guys fighting for jobs. It is what it is. Chris says, there he is, looking good, mate. Keep it up. Thanks, Chris. How you doing? Krung says, that's what I was saying. Jack started off real slow last season, too. Nick, 195 viewers and 50 likes. That's Bush League. Hit the like button for our boy Ace. Hit the button for your New Jersey Devils and your boy. What a night. What a night. Alex says, what's up, AC? Good win. Not our best game, but man, our goalie's giving me a heart attack. Looks like Allen is fine, and hopefully Marky is okay. Like the vid. Thanks. Yeah. The cardiac kids, your New Jersey Devils. Nothing can ever be easy. We're going to be sweating out a lot of them. But as long as that game ends with the Devils winning the game, it is what it is. What a night, though. I would probably give Allen player of the game. Without Allen, I think we're down 3-0 in that first period, honestly. Held down the fort, and Timo gets it started for the boys. Love me some Timo. John faces Grit's goal home opener. Would love to see Grits finally pot his first NHL goal. But in the meantime, I will certainly enjoy all these beautiful assists he's dishing out to his line mates. Jason says, glad I got a Grits jersey this year. Very nice. You already got it, Jason? Husky Unchained, what's going on? Worst part about Grits, we're going to have to pay that boy. Yeah, I've talked about this before, too. It's like, it's dangerous, right? I mean, it's hard to guess. How to imagine at this point, I have to think he's going to get, it's hard. I think he's going to score 50 points. I do. He's got 3 and 3. He's averaging a point a game. Obviously, I don't think he's going to finish at a point a game. I mean, that would be phenomenal. And that would certainly get him a Calder nomination for Rookie of the Year, if not lock it up. 82 points as a rookie certainly would be something truly special. But even at 50 points, like, I don't know what they're going to pull all kinds of comps. And again, with these crazy, cap escalations and all these things, is that could be probably somewhere in the $5 to $6 million range. With Nemitz also getting owed a massive raise, it's going to be interesting times next offseason, but those are next season problems. For now, we got to bring home Stanley Cup number 4. Alex says, Grits looked great, but man, Jack needs to find his game. Looks scared. I think it's a matter of time, man. I think hopefully he just, maybe on home ice, he feels a little more comfortable, and he just starts getting back to the Jack we're used to, but not a great start for him, obviously. Hopefully we see the improved Jack Hughes during the next 2 home games. The 4 directions, I will say, though, even though Jack turned the puck over, he made a few really good defensive plays. John Fay, the injury bug has struck again. 3 players have already fell victim to it. Yeah, it's wild. And obviously, with Lamico was one that happened in camp. I mean, it's just, we just can't catch a break. It's completely ridiculous. Alex says, Grits looks like the real deal. That Marchenko kid is good. Isn't he the one that doesn't want to sign in Columbus? I'm not sure what his contract situation is. I think he was nearly a point a game last season as well. And, point per game guys get paid, especially nowadays. The contracts are just going to get crazier and crazier. Buckle up, kids. Not everyone's going to be a Connor McDavid and, sign these super team friendlies. That's just not the reality for a lot of guys. Justin T, this team is a team playing without Jack Hughes. He's human. Pressure That withstanding, he's paid high. The man has skill, but he is reckless and still recuperating. I hope he's not recuperating. I mean, obviously, sometimes he gets a little reckless. Hopefully, maybe starts making slightly better decisions with the puck. But I think, he's been in the league for a while. You'd like to see some of these things cut down on. But what are you going to do? I mean, Marchenko made a great play, stripped him, and went the other way. That was brutal, though, to tie the game as well. Bad timing for sure. Oh, my goodness. The reason power play wasn't scoring was because they needed fuel and they needed fire. Well, they got plenty of fuel and fire tonight. And my man and yours, Timo Meier, unleashed Timo time in Columbus. Timo was loose in Columbus on power play 1, and that's going to be problems for the opposition, and it was tonight, and we better see him out there on power play 1 in the next game. The 4 directions, power play was great, and our PK was even better. Very good job by our special teams. 10-28. Riot and Respect, thank you for the super. If you would have told me before the season the Devils won 2 out of 3 on the road before the home opener, I would have been happy with that. Thanks for the super, Riot and Respect. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I just said that a couple seconds ago. Who wouldn't sign up for that? And Columbus did not make the playoffs last year, but they literally missed because the Devils beat them 2 out of 2 games in March. Had they won one of those games, we were golfing in April and they were in the playoffs. So they're pretty much a playoff caliber team, in my opinion. They just narrowly missed 3 playoff teams on the road to start the season, including the team that has given us problems for years and where our season ended. Obviously, we need to figure out the recipe to beat the Canes. But the biggest thorn in our side and our arch nemesis in the Canes and Tampa, a very good team that's always in the mix. And then Columbus, to win 2 out of 3 on the road, I'll sign up for it all day, every day. But thank you, Ride and Respect. Really appreciate it. 2 out of 3 is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. John Mays, the Surfside sponsor of the Running with the Devils channel. True Patriot, solid 2 points. Jack, too many turnovers. He needs to stop that nonsense. I agree. I feel like it's, he's been in the league long enough now where we have to start seeing that reduced. We do see it all too often. The only thing I will say in his defense is that, again, when you look at giveaways and all these things league-wide, typically very skilled superstars are at the top of the list because they're handling the puck so often. And so you are going to see that, but it seems to be very bad timing with Jack very often, especially late in games with the net pulled. We've seen a lot of that, but it is what it is. Ryder says, can't wait for the chat when scoring dries up a hair, but Jack goes haywire. He'll be fine, but I still think he needs to train like Brad. Bratter may be the gold standard on this team in terms of training. What a beast. Underrated beast. Very hard to knock off the puck. Has ridiculously strong lower body, legs. He's taking his off-season training very seriously every year, and Bratter has shown constant improvement for years now. Our most reliable forward, I would say, in terms of high-end skill for the past few seasons. Love to see the Bratter. Troy says, Surfsides go down so easy. They really do. They really do. Eric says, what happened to Allen? Allen apparently had cramps. He had cramps and had to leave the game. Super unfortunate. He was dialed in. He looked phenomenal. And who knows, maybe at some point this year we see him kind of get the hot hand and they ride him a little bit. With games like tonight, I wouldn't be surprised by anything. He was absolutely dialed in tonight. Alex says, Sabres looking terrible. Are Tuck and Thompson going to be eyed by the Devils? I would freak out for either one of them. Thompson would obviously make me slightly more excited, but I'd be jacked up for Tuck either. I'd be curious to see what happens towards the deadline with that team. I'd imagine tons of teams will be inquiring, trying to raid the roster. And if they are going to sell some pieces, Fitzy and the Devils should certainly be in on either one of them. We have some pieces to make it happen. I would love to see them make a run at either one of those guys. Alan says, seriously, Jack needs to sit a few games and watch. That will never happen, Alan. That will never, ever happen. Ryder says, I would like to see Haminaho. Personally, nothing against Hallinan. Yeah, I thought that LaChance and Haminaho were probably going to be the first two. I always forget about Hallinan. He's a guy I rooted for from last year as well. I thought he deserved an extended look. Didn't get a ton of ice tonight. I don't know if he will get the go again next game or if they try someone else out. I'd like to see him at least get one more game before they bring someone else up. I think you got to give him at least a couple games, but we'll see. If it's Hallinan, hopefully he has a little more of a an impact on the game. But with under 7 minutes of ice time, it's going to be tough for anybody. Aaron, thank you for the super. Ace, do you think this team could hit that 4-game win streak, walk the season? That was a thorn in our side last year. Yeah, so I do believe this team, I meant to put it in my preseason predictions video, but I forgot. I left it out. But I'll put it here. I believe the team, not only do they get 4 in a row, I believe they have a 6-game heater at some point this season. I believe this Devils club will put together a streak of 6 wins. I would love to see it, but thank you for the super, Aaron. Really appreciate it. I'm waiting. I want to see the 4, but I want to see 6. It's been way too long. Almost 3 years. It was January of 20. Is it? Or maybe it was 2 years. No, is it January of 2022? No, it's been so. I don't know. January of 2023. So the January of 2026 would be 3 years. Yeah. Almost 3 calendar years since we won 4 in a row, which is insane to think about. Completely insane to think about. Verge Tibbs says, Jack going to bounce back huge for the home opener. That one giveaway to Marchenko for a goal was embarrassing for Jack for sure. Yeah, it was not a pretty play, but luckily it didn't cost the team. And the power play. Special teams won this game tonight, folks. We needed both of the power play goals, and we needed every penalty kill that we got. 2 for 2 on the power play, 5 for 5 on the PK. You love to see it. 7 for 7. And give it up for special teams. 7 special teams units. 7 for 7. I mean, it's crazy. We came in second. TF says, Mercer is looking good. Timo scoring before March. What in the Baptist hell is going on here? I'm loving it, though. Grits and Mercer look like they may have some chemistry. Yeah, for sure. Grits, I do think, I said this a couple games ago, I think he's so good that he will work with almost anyone you put him with. I mean, he's that good. He's not even scoring. He's just distributing. When he starts burying pucks, oh, look out. Grits is going to be a problem. An absolute problem. Ryder says Nason's going to play 4th line right wing when he gets back. It's a very interesting situation. Yeah, where is Nason going to play? How's that going to affect the rest of the lineup? I don't know, but your guess is as good as mine at this point. I mean, someone else might get injured before then. I mean, the injuries, we've had 3 games and 3 injuries. It's crazy. Traveling Devil, what's going on? LeChance needs to go. He is good in front of the net. Yeah, love LeChance. Heavier, edgier, more violent. Huge dude. I think he's 6'4" or 6'5", like 220. Throws the body, goes to the corners, has filthy hands, could finish, could deflect pucks. He's batting pucks out of air. The hand-eye is crazy. Would love to see LeChance get his chance. Justin T says, Paulie and Dylan, solid. John Fay, Travelin, agreed it's only a matter of time before LeChance gets to go in the big leagues. Travelin says 4-game win streak Saturday. I mean, the Devils are on a 2-game winning streak now. With a win Thursday night against the Panthers at home would be 3 games, setting them up for a umpteenth. I don't even know how many times they've won 3 in a row. I remembered last year. But they've won 3 in a row like a ton of times since the last 4-game winning streak, and they've lost the 4th game every single time. I would love to see it, Travelin. A Devils win against the Panthers at home in the home opener on Thursday night would put them to 3-1, and then beating the Oilers, Connor McDavid and the Oilers on Saturday at the Rock for 4 in a row. That would be unbelievable, and a 4-game winning streak. I completely hope you're correct, Travelin. Alex says, I'll take 2-1 all day with that schedule. You'd be a loon, an absolute loon not to. 2-1 against those teams on the road. Let's go. Let's go. Michael, Ace, do you have any update on Markey? Is he hurt? We'll probably get that tomorrow. I haven't seen anything yet. I was preparing for this. So someone chime in here if there was something released. I haven't seen anything yet, and I doubt we would see anything before tomorrow. I'm just looking real quick to see if I could find anything, but I don't think they would have. I don't think they would have put that out just yet. That would be really shameful if he's hurt for any sort of time. I mean, completely crazy. True Patriot says, I'll take 2-1. Team doesn't look totally comfortable. I'll take 2-1 no matter what. I mean, listen, we've had multiple injuries. Tonight we had to kill off a million penalties. Under siege early. Unfortunate, but the team marches on. They find a way to win the last two, and it feels so good. Coming home 2-1. Anson Meadows, the trainer outside the door, giving moral support to Alan while he wrestles a dragon. Yeah, I don't know. The cramping, who knows? Maybe because he was getting shelled. I mean, he was pretty active. I don't know if the cramping necessarily has to do with over like a big workload, but maybe it does. I mean, he was tested every couple seconds. It seemed like he was getting pelted with rubber. Maria, how you doing? Do we know what happened to McEwen? No, I just think it seems like he's going to be out for a while too. As you know, injuries are treated like CIA classified information, and it seems like he's going to be out for a while, whatever it is. So we're going to find out. Luke, I'll take a 2-1 start with the team dealing with injuries. Markstrom being off, Jack looking lost at times and starting on the road. PK was great. PP got going. Siegs avoids injury. Hopefully Markstrom isn't injured. Let's go Devils. Yeah, lots of injuries. Markey has been a little shaky. But now Markey's 2-1. He gets the credit for the win tonight because he gave up the goal. It's so funny how that works out. Alexander Price. Allen looks good. They brought the energy. Grits looks comfortable. Brown is awesome. I'm happy right now. Jack will come around. Love me some Connor Brown. Wolf Rockin', how are you, sir? Connor Brown will be on at least the second line before season's end. He is better than everyone thinks. What do you think, Ace? Let's go Devils. So everyone kind of want to keep, and it's happening obviously the most with Grits because of how he's looked. Everyone wants to keep bumping other guys into the top six. And I understand the temptation to do that, but you have to understand, is the overall net benefit to the team by moving some of these guys into the top six, is the net benefit better doing that or leaving them in the bottom six? Because if you start doing that, obviously the bottom six is going to take a hit, and you don't want bottom six production to take a step back. The bottom six production is finally happening, and while the top six isn't dominating, they're also producing. And so I feel like, you know, it's a tough little puzzle to figure out for Keefe and the coaching staff, because you want to keep that balanced attack. You want to have four lines that can contribute. And if you start pilfering the bottom six to slide them into the top six to try to really maximize the top six, you're going to definitely hurt the bottom six in the same kind of movement. So it is a balancing act. Obviously, Nason, when he returns, throws a whole nother monkey wrench into this, and I think we'll give him more options. But as it stands right now, I'm pretty happy with what we've seen in these last couple games. And I think for now, I would still keep Grits in the bottom six with Brown probably. I just think to be able to exploit some mismatches is the way to go. If you try to really load up that top six, I fear that we would become a two-line team again, and I don't ever want to see that again. I would rather have the top six be a little weaker, but with a very strong bottom six, versus just loading them all up in the top six and then hoping the bottom six does something. It's a scary thing, because we all saw what happened last year. Four Directions says preseason is a waste of time, in my opinion. I kind of agree. With the way it's worked out now, like at this point, I think they should just abolish it, honestly. Like, I don't, How you doing, Zach? This win is so bittersweet. I was hyped until they announced Allen was out. Then Markey looks hurt. I'm mad no one in postgame asked about goalie status. Keith wasn't going to give any like real answers anyway. Vince, thank you, sir. How often did they use Cotter in the top six? So from what I remember, he got a few shifts. Like, I forget. I think it was when I think it was the shift following a PK, because Bratter was on the PK a lot last year. Was it when Bratter was on the PK? It was related to the PK, where like the next shift or two after, to rest guys, they would throw him out there with Jack and Brad, I think. I forget the specifics of it, but it was never a full game. It was always like a couple shifts here and there. Never got a true look. I've been wanting to see that since last season, for like a full game. I don't know if we will ever see it, but I'm certainly intrigued by it. But thank you for the super, Vince. I appreciate it. Maybe we will see that at some point. Critter Chronicles says, I'm all in on Allen. Markstrom is washed. I mean, he's washed because he's had 2 kind of shaky games. Marky's 2-1 right now. To call him washed, I think, is disrespectful and a little severe. I mean, washed. If you're just looking at the numbers, maybe, but look at some of those shots that went in. I mean, he didn't have a chance on a lot of them. I'm certainly slightly concerned, but I think he will settle in. Let's hope he's not hurt. MD2112, can't wait to be at the game on Saturday and see all the fans at the Rock. John Fay, 200 people and 70 likes. Damn, that's brutal. We can do better. Hit that like for your boy Ace and the New Jersey Devils win going 2-1. Hit the button. Hit the button. Oh, I'm falling behind again, so I got to skip. Max, why do they insist on playing Howland? And he's been given a million chances at the big club. He doesn't do anything. Give Shane a run. They're trying to make an average player out of a special one. He's never really gotten a ton of games, though. That's the thing. But in the end, I'm a LaChance guy. So if you're telling me, LaChance is going to come in place of Howland, and I'm not going to argue. Howland played like just under 7 minutes, Luke. True Patriot says, who starts in that against the Panthers? Anthony Brodeur. If Jake Allen truly was cramping, he should be available for that game in the terrible event that Markey's injured. But if somehow both of them were injured, it would most likely be Jakob Malik or Nico Dawes, a familiar friend. Probably Malik, though, because is he on a 2-way? I think Dawes would have to clear waivers again to go back down, and maybe he'd get claimed this time around. I don't know. Someone who's better with the waiver stuff. The waiver stuff gets complicated. You got to be like to remember all these damn rules. But I think if we tried to bring him up to play and then send him back down, I think he would have to clear waivers again, and he might not this time around. Spirit in the Sky, Allen looked really good tonight. Yeah, that's definitely an understatement. He was phenomenal. Ryder Grit's going to get a 1-year prove-it contract. He's going to be looking for money. I'm already a little nervous about that one, but that's a down-the-line problem. Critter Chronicles, this is why you can't come into the season with 2 35-plus-year-old goaltenders, injuries galore. But in the end, if he got hurt because someone chopped his hand or whatever the hell happened there, that has nothing to do with age. So for people to be like, oh, see what happens with old goalies, like if his hand got hurt because that guy chopped him, it didn't matter if he was 25, 18, 22, 32, 42. It doesn't matter if that's what it is. That has nothing to do with age. Absolutely nothing to do with age. So until let's hope he's not hurt. But if he is, and it was because of like the stick contact on the hand, that has absolutely nothing to do with age. Brandon Gritz is already becoming one of my favorite players. He is such a problem out there. Filthy. David Chimes, what's going on? Gritzuk's passing his top 6 level. His shot looks good too, and he won a big 1-on-2 board battle that gave Timo a great A opportunity. It's 3 games, but he looks a lot better than I expected. I agree, David. I'm always skittish on these, these KHL imports, and I did see a lot of the highlights and things, out there on the internet prior to, but I always kind of take it with a grain of salt. I'm like, yeah, these are cute clips. Let's see you do it in the NHL, and he's been filthy. Ryder says, I just promote Malik and let him fight it out with Allen. Damien, what's going on? Yo, it's been a while since I've been here. Feels good to be back. Funny enough, twice in 3 years, the Devils play the Panthers at the Rock on October 16th, my birthday. God is telling me something. Very nice, man. Very nice. Happy early birthday, and hopefully the Devils give you a big win. Jason, right now, Allen looks solid. Maybe IV fluids will get him good. Grits looks comfortable out there, and I ordered the jersey. Should get it soon. Defense looks solid. PK amazing, and power play finally gel. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. A bunch of new names in here. Shout out to all the new folks in here. Giovanni says, this team is made of paper and glass. Conditioning coaches have to be investigated. And this is a narrative that people keep repeating, and I'm just so curious, like, how are we blaming conditioning coaches for, like, injuries that really have nothing to do with conditioning? They're not, like, they're probably related to, they're contact-related injuries, I believe, most of them. So what do you want the conditioning coaches to do if guys are getting, a guy got a chopped hand, a fractured hand, all these things? Like, what is a conditioning coach going to do to prevent that? I just think it's silly that everyone keeps blaming coaches for it. It's just like, we have bad luck. I do believe, I don't really usually believe in like hexes and curses and stuff, but I'm starting to, because the amount of injuries this team has had over the past 3 or so seasons is completely insane. And I was going to try to use AI to look it up. But we've lost a ridiculous amount of man games into some huge name players as well in the past few years. I am sorry. In my right mind, cannot blame that on conditioning coaches. This is just some sort of black cloud that is lingering over the organization. True Patriots that should have stole a point in Carolina. But yeah, I mean, great point, right? It's so annoying. We were so close to bringing that thing to overtime. And had we lost in overtime or the shootout in that game, we'd be coming home with 5 out of 6 points, which is ridiculous. I'm thrilled with the 4 out of 6. 6 out of 6 obviously is ideal, but 4 out of 6, very good. 5 out of 6 would have been something truly special. Peter says that 4-minute penalty kill was huge. Without that, I don't think we win. I agree. Massive, massive kill. And the PK, another shining piece of this team. And they were number 3 in the league last year. And the power play was number 2. Power play has a lot of work to do now to kind of get back up there. They started off, I believe, 0 for 6 through the first 2 games. So now they're what? 0 for 6. So now they're 2 for 8. I mean, yeah, it's not terrible. 25% last year. I think they finished at 28 point something percent. So 25%, obviously very respectable, clawing out of an 0-6 whole start. All right, I'm trying to catch ahead here, folks. Bear with me. Dennis says big win. Jay Snow calling for Legari. I would like to see him too. He's a little bit of a bull. P-Funk says Rage, Tage, and the Devils sign me up, of course. I think it's a pipe dream, man. I seriously think it's a super, super pipe dream, but I'll dream with you guys. I would love to see Tage. Who wouldn't? Who would not? Noel says 6. Okay. Will they break the back-to-back curse as well? I don't think that. I mean, they've done pretty poorly in the second game of back-to-backs, but it's not like they haven't won some of them. It's just a very terrible percentage. And another kind of weird thing about this core, right? For whatever reason, the second game, terrible. John Face says, what are the chances of us repeating that beautiful legendary franchise setting, I believe, 13-game win streak? I mean, that's going to be tough, man. A 13-game heater is just rarefied air. 13-game win streaks don't happen for anybody too often in any sport. To win 13 games in a row really takes a lot. And what a fun ride that was, though. I mean, that included, I think, like a whole Western Canada road trip, I believe. They just swept through a Western Canada road trip. That was a fun time. I would love to see one of those again. Eric says grits for Calder. We've talked about this a bunch of times as well. I'm not going to, sit here and be like, he's definitely going to win the Calder, but if he keeps playing like this, I think he'll certainly be a nominee. And I may or may not have placed a little wager on it at the, I was looking at the line last week and it was like 35-1. It went back up to 50-1 in the past couple of days, and I've been monitoring it. I smashed the back glass on my phone too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new phone soon. It was still 50-1 after that assist, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and place this before this goes down, because even if he keeps up a point per game average for the next couple games or so, at some point people are going to take notice, and that's a pretty good value, 50-1, and the line will go down. So I put my wager in on FanDuel on grits for Calder. Would love to see it, 50-1. P-Funk says, Ace, I don't know if you remember me saying grits would be one of the keys to success this year. Dude is going to be a problem with those handles. Yeah, a bunch of people were high on him. I said he was a wild card, obviously. If he gives us the play that you and many other people were counting on, it's going to be a special season. Especially if we could stay healthy elsewhere. Obviously, we're not staying healthy. The injury plague has already started, but hopefully it doesn't hit the big horses in the lineup. You hate to be like, oh, we're lucky that, lesser guys are the ones getting hurt, because injuries suck in general. But so far, the injuries have stayed away from the big dogs. But I mean, my God, just every game, it's something new. And then, now we got to sit here and wait to see what the deal with Markey is. I don't know if it was like a stick, they were like poking around. I have no idea what it could have been, but hopefully he's not hurt. Collect records. Buff is going to need D to replace Darlene when he has to retrain this season. I'm giving them Nemitz all day in a package for Tuck or Tage. I agree, especially with the abundance of defensemen we have, and Nemitz is going to be owed a payday after the season. I do like Nemitz a lot. I did want him to kind of see it through with this core and hopefully win a cup at some point. But if you're talking about one of those guys coming back the other way, obviously something else would have to be done in conjunction with that to make the cap space. But in terms of just that particular trade, I would certainly be tempted to explore that, whether, it's adding another prospect or first round picks, whatever it is. I would be all in on that as well. Collect records. World's worst gamer for sure. Ugly 2 points is still 2 points. Happy about the 2, but my goodness. Yeah, they're not all going to be pretty. A win is a win, kids. A win is a win. John Face, is anyone asking about Markey? It was cramps. He got cramps too? They said Jake Allen had cramps. You're telling me he had cramps too in the final 29 seconds? I don't know, Faye. You might be confused here. True Pincher says, A's proud of you, got the studio back together. I told you guys that it would be done by puck drop for opening game, and I was done a couple days earlier. Shout out to my buddy Brian for verbally assaulting me on the phone multiple times in one conversation. Like, he started off, he came in hot, ripping me about the studio. We talked about some other stuff, and then like 10 minutes later, he brought it back and started ripping me about the studio again, and I was shamed. But he was right. It was one of those rare times where I was being berated, and I provided no defense, nothing to say back. I started ripping myself with him. I was like, yeah, I am a sack of shit. This has gone on for too long. This is a disgrace. Like, I just started piling on myself with him. So finally got it back together. Not exactly what I had in mind originally, but who knows? There might be multiple reiterations of this thing. We'll see how it all goes. Benjamin says, I thought it was Jake with the cramps. Yeah, that's what I thought. But maybe he had cramps too. I don't know. True Patriot, 207 in the room. Audience growing. Okay. Shout out to those watching on X as well. We are dual broadcasting right now on X and YouTube, obviously. Shout out to those on X. They don't really comment too much, so I think it shows up weird. Or maybe you guys can't see it. I forget. You told me something about X, but Ryder. Nah, the Mercer nonsense needs to go away. He's scoring, looks good on the power play and PK. Lay off reading Mercer. Please, you heathens. Stick Figs, remember, Devils fans, after tonight, we are not to mention the 4-game streak until it is in the books. That would be nice. That would certainly be nice. I'm hoping it happens Saturday night. That would be phenomenal to get that out of the way early on in the season, and then hopefully continue it on into that 13-game franchise record would be phenomenal. Benjamin's his first game back, and he was worked, probably just dehydrated. I mean, you learn the importance of hydration at a young age. Peter says Allen might have been dehydrated. Alex is throwing out a hypothetical. He says, if it's Mercer and Nemitz for Tuck, I'm doing it all day. Stop being a homer. Are you talking to me or somebody else? I'm super interested in Tuck. I don't know at that price. That's interesting. I would have to really think hard about it. I'd prefer to put first-round picks or other prospects in there than Mercer. Because in the end, yeah, you are getting a nice top 6 piece, but then you're creating another hole. I don't like fixing something and creating another hole. I in this scenario especially. But we'll see. I mean, the deadline's a long ways away. Who knows what will happen between now and then? Jace is 1,000, or that's 10,000% agree with you on Grits in the third line. Can't be a 2-line team again this year. They burned out towards the end of the year. Yeah, it's just a scary thing if you start trying to stack up the top 6. The bottom 6 need someone to really drive it. And it seems like right now Gritsuk is like the pulse of the bottom 6, and he's dangerous, and he's going to be dangerous with whoever they put him out there with. He looks that good. LeChance is in Utica in the AHL, patiently awaiting the call up, which I think will happen at some point. Sean, good win, boys, but need to bring physicality to other teams before they bring it to us and let opposing team initiate. Yeah, I talked about this after the last game. They can play that style of game, but it seems like they will never be the one to initiate it, and they'll play that way when they're forced to, but they would prefer not to. Maybe that's the tactic. It's like, listen, let's see who's willing to play pond hockey with us. If they fall for the trap and they want to play pond hockey, we'll just beat them at that game. If they're a smart team and refuse because they know that our personnel is better than theirs for that style of game, and they try to shut that down and make us play another way, they have to be able to go to the plan B and C. It's not always going to be, transition, speed, exposing other teams. The smart teams like the Canes are going to be like, no, you're going to have to try to figure something else out. So we'll see. we will see. I would like to see the physical Devils every game, but sometimes they'll wait till they're thrust into that. Val says, have to sign Grits long-term. Don't wait around. Do whatever you can to make that happen. He's going to get paid. He is going to get a sizable payday, in my opinion, especially if he does what he continues this on. Luke, can we just get Plot out of the top 6, please? I mean, that's what everyone's wanted, but where are you going to put him? That's the thing. And then who are you putting in the top 6? Please don't say Grits, because I think you're just completely killing the bottom 6 if you do that. I don't know. World's Worst Gamer says Chico dressing next game in net. Husky lines are good until they're not. Remember the Nason Halla Cotter line. Yeah, they started off hot, but no disrespect to those guys. I think Grits is a different level player than all those guys. Grits is ridiculous. The passing is just insane. And as I mentioned in a previous video, it's given me Scotty Gomez 2000 vibes. It really is. Scotty Gomez circa 2000. Dubs is like, Grits probably belongs in the top 6, but needs to stay on the third line strictly for balance. He's the catalyst for production in the bottom 6 right now. Can't take that away. Agree. Completely agree. Samuel says, how about Paulie Brown and Grits together? That's interesting. Paulie Brown and Grits. But then I feel like, I mean, that's an interesting combination. Then that fourth line is going to have to just start smashing people. Then you might be like a 3-line production team. Dr. Fruity Boots. Schedule sucks this year. Can't crush the Rags till March. Yeah, we talked about that a ton. What a ridiculous schedule. We don't play the Rangers till March. It's crazy. Oh, here's some SST negativity. This is the only one to show. Will Jack hit 60 points this season? My bet he won't. I mean, for those that aren't aware, like SST, this is why I said earlier today that you're despised. Because, like, why would you say this? Like, why? It's just ridiculous. Captain THC says, please, Fitz, do not extend Markstrom's contract. Well, I think they were probably a little apprehensive about that, and which is probably why we haven't seen it yet. They're probably waiting to see what he looks like for some chunk of time before they give him an extension. I hope he plays really well and he gets the extension, but there's a chance that maybe he struggles and they wait longer. I don't know. We'll see how that all plays out, but we have guys waiting in the wings. We have Allen, and we'll see. Army, our PK is even better this year with a more aggressive defense at the blue line. Jack and Brat going to set new personal shorthanded goal records. That would be nice. We saw it against Tampa. Bratter jumping a pass on the PK and bringing it in. Speed kills. And like I said, for you older fans, he looked like a young John Madden out there. Young John Madden on the penalty kill was always a threat to make you pay, and Bratter is becoming that. SJ says maybe Yegorov next year. Who knows? It's possible. I think a lot's going to depend on what he does in college this year, but he was ridiculous last year, and he's looking to have another big year for Pando at BU. I'm hoping to get to at least one BU game this year to see Yegorov in person again. I'm trying to catch the games on TV when I can as well. Captain THC, Ace, what are the odds Lindy Ruff gets the boot before Christmas? He's a goner. I could see that going either way. I mean, it is what it is. Buffalo's going to struggle. And yeah, maybe they put Lindy down for it, but like, is another coach going to really fix the issue? I don't know. I'm not really sure what the leadership group on that team thinks about Lindy. I do think if they are fond of him, that could keep him protected maybe till the offseason, but I don't know enough about the inner workings of Buffalo to say, but obviously anytime a team is in the toilet, the coach is always, on the hot seat. Hokic says, good win. I love the energy that SST brings to this chat. He always has the best takes. I've never once seen him say anything incorrect or wrong. Quite knowledgeable in my opinion. Oh, just kidding. Ryder, it's always funny when we respond to something and he brings up our comment 26 years later. Yo, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Now I'm only 8 minutes behind. John Faces, actually, we got a possible update on Markey. According to one of our spokesperson, there is no update currently. Yeah, I figured that. Tomorrow, maybe. True Patriot, actually just got a Stevens Cup photo over my left shoulder myself. Yep. Scotty Stevens. What a legend. True Patriot Ace going to the home opener. Yes, I am. And I'm hoping to see the Devils win their 3rd consecutive game. Army, hit that like button for your dog Ace. Thank you, Army. Thank you. Can you guys hit the button? It's just a half a second click. A half a second click. Frank says streaks are nice. Consistency is better. I've said this when everyone was complaining about the not getting the 4-game win streak. I wanted to see a 4-game win streak too. It is annoying that we haven't been able to do it, but I have maintained, I'm like, win 3 out of every 4, and I don't care if we never win 4 in a row. Win 3 out of every 4 games, and you'll win the cup. That's it. I don't care about 4 in a row. It'd be nice to get, don't get me wrong, but win 3 out of 4 consistently, and I'll take that over a 4-game winning streak any day. Sean says, Grits jersey on the way. Want the LeChance next. Grits is definitely a good one to get. I would just be a little nervous. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any sort of contract thing, but that's another thing that I get nervous about with Russian guys is like, it's probably all PTSD stemming from COVID, but like, I don't know. I just feel like there's something can always go awry. I hope I'm wrong. And I hope he signs a long-term deal for a fair value, but I think he's going to want to get paid. M Sharp says Brown lives rent-free in the paint while giving stink eye. Okay, you're talking to someone else. I'm trying to catch up, man. I'm trying. The struggle is real. RMA, I think when Nason's back, we should bump up Grits to, of course you do. First line left wing, I think him, Jack, and Brad would be awesome for his development. I think it could be a decent line. We saw it for the majority of one of the preseason games, I believe. But I think, like I mentioned a couple minutes ago, I think you're snuffing out the bottom 6. I think it's a counterproductive move. It's like 1 step forward, 1 step back. Yeah, you're going to make the top 6 a little better, but I think you're going to really hurt the bottom 6. And so for me personally, I would like to see Grits stay in the bottom 6 for now. Jay Snow, 7 of our 8 goals coming into tonight were on the rush. We got to find other ways to win even tonight. Too many times trying to make a play instead of just dumping the puck. Yeah, I mean, that's not this team's kind of, or at least most of the guys, their first inclination is not to dump it, and they try to maintain possession and make something happen. And sometimes it backfires, and they're trying to make something happen, and it goes the other way. But I did remember there was, at least from Luke, I remember a couple plays where he was happy to dump it in a spot where I'm like, oh, that's like showing progress that he just gave it up instead of trying to force something. He just flipped it in. I think young Luke is going to just keep developing before our eyes and just become an absolute beast, folks. Lukehughes is going to be a force for this team for years. Luke says, I don't care if it's Hallinan, just no more Palat in the top 6. I think you're going to see him for the time being. I think I really do. And I honestly, with the way the other lines are playing, I don't mind it for now. I would rather just leave him there and not tinker with shit because we're getting the wins. Nick says Timo looks like a force this season. Yeah, and hopefully he just continues to do his thing. You guys know I love Timo Meier. I've advocated for him on Power Play 1 and on the right side forever. And what do you know? In the first game, on the first power play with the old new unit, smashes one in. I mean, you'd love to see it. Seth, thank you, sir. Super sticker. I don't even know what that is, but thank you, Seth. I appreciate it. I will see if you made a comment. I'm not really sure what the sticker is, but thank you. Roman Czechmonic, how are you, sir? Bratter will always be the more reliable and likable player over Jack. Jack is an unsteady star. Will always be hitched to his wagon. I don't know necessarily what that means, but we have plenty of other guys to produce where if Jack is going through a little bit of a whatever he's going through right now, which again, he has 2 points. It's not like he's done nothing. He doesn't look like the old Jack Hughes, but we could win without him being at the top of his game. And you could make the argument that he hasn't been at the top of his game in either of the last 2 games. And we got 2 wins. What's going on, Seth? Justin says Grits is solid. SJ says, got to choose between Grits and Nemitz. I pick Grits. Well, at this point, I think that would almost be like a unanimous poll if that was what it came down to. Again, there's so many other variables. It doesn't necessarily have to be one or the other. But given the 2 options and how deep the Devils are on D and how we've all been starving for bottom 6 production, I do think it would be a landslide vote if you put up a poll of Grits or Nemitz. People are going to pick Grits. I mean, Stanislav, what's going on? What's up? All thumbs up for Ace. Hit the thumbs up for your boy. John Fay says, wow, 8 minutes. I would give you a round of applause, but I can't because it's a screen. I don't know what that is. Brendan plays. What a freaking win, boys. 4 out of 6 points on this tough roadie. Back from the home opener, or back home for the home opener next. The boys just can't ever make it easy and have to let in late ones, but overall good effort. Let's go Devils. Yeah, and aside from making us sweat out the last 20 seconds or whatever, I predicted 3-1 Devils before the game, and my prediction was 20 seconds away from being dead on. I predicted 3-1, and it ended 3-2. Nah, I'll live with it. As long as they win, I don't care, but would have been nice to get the score correct. Stanislav says, hopefully Jack changes his game. He looked lost or even scared. I mean, change it to what, though? Stickfigs, you have a chance to bring one Scott back to play for NJ in their prime. Which one are you taking? Gomez, Stevens, or Wedgwood? I mean, as much as I love Gomer, that's the easiest question I've been asked in quite some time. That is an easy Scott Stevens, one of the greatest defensemen of all time and one of the scariest men to ever play the National Hockey League. Single-handedly put the fear of God into opponents and changed the way they played. You had to know where number 4 was at all times, because if you were a forward on the other team, if you're not paying attention, you could get caught. And getting caught can end up with El Smacko coming across the ice, Scotty laying the boom on you, and you end up like Ron Francis, Bambi legs back to the bench. Jay says, Cotter Nason bottom 4 would be nice. Yeah, the Nason thing is a very interesting scenario. I don't know if they're going to immediately bump Mercer out of there. It's a very interesting scenario. But I thought, Timo, Nico, and Mercer looked awesome tonight. So I wouldn't want to put Nason there off the bat. And so I've said this before. It could be crazy, but I think I would try Nason with Jack and Bratter. I think I would. Try Nason with Jack and Bratter. I don't know. I don't think we've ever seen that before. I'd be very curious to see what that would look like. Because I for now, I do like the Nico, Timo, Mercer situation. And I'm not married to Palat on the top line. And so, yeah, I think I would try Nason. What could Nason do? Faye says, Grits, Jack, Brad be a good line, but leave the bottom 6 weak and vulnerable. I agree with that. SST says, if Allen stops at 299 wins because of it's Markstrom goal, Markstrom will be the target of hatred for as long as I live, and I would live long life. Oh, man, that was supposed to be Jake Allen's 300th career win that he was on the hook for before Markey let up the goal, which led to him getting a win, which is pretty hilarious. Oh, no. That's I'm like, I didn't think he had that many wins. He has 208. Oh, you're saying if it costs him 300 wins? I mean, he's so far away from that. Let's just see. He would have to win, 18 games a year for 5 years. He's not going to play 5 years. So you're talking about, I don't know what you're talking about, SST. Seth says, Mercer, 2 goals is a better start than last year. Love the dog. The year of the dog, folks. I think we see Mercer. It seems like he may have already lost his power play 1 spot, but Keefe did say it was based on the other team's PK. I will tell you this. Because they said that, because they came out with it's based on the other team's PK, I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, but I have a bad feeling I mean, it'd be so crazy. Could they really do it? I think there's at least a small chance, and I hope I'm wrong, but there's at least a small chance that we see Luke back on power play 1 next game. I think that could happen. I really do. They should keep it the same as tonight. Obviously 2 for 2, but because they said that weird thing about it's based on the opponents, I have a sneaking suspicion you may see the power play units from the first couple of games back again. Jay Snow, Nico and Timo are good at sustaining ozone time, not Jack's line. Stick Figs, Grits can bring production out of anyone. Keep them in the bottom 6 so we can keep that dangerous depth. Our top guys can discover their own production. That's kind of where I'm at. They're going to produce no matter what. Maybe not at the rate we would like to see, but I don't want to mess with the bottom 6 at all. We're getting bottom 6 goals, and I don't want to change that. Let's just be happy that it's fine. The depth scoring is here. SJ says, it's weird the Sabres have good players. I guess the culture stuff is real. I mean, you need more than good players, though. There's been a lot of teams that have been poor teams that had good players on them. I mean, listen, it's the NHL. Every team has at least a couple pretty good players on their team. But, you know, you need more than a couple guys to win consistently in this league. Team Labat, Ace, imagine they bring back Rock and Roll Part 2 for opening night. No, I can't imagine that. That would be absolutely phenomenal. I don't think it ever happens. But if it did, I would cry tears of joy. I just can't see it ever happening. Jay Snow, we got to go all in this year and bring in a top 6 guy. I mean, I agree with that. The window's wide open. The time to win is now. I think forfeits to pull the trigger on that. The team is going to have to be playing pretty damn good. I think we're going to have to be like, hopefully we could just get through the year up to the deadline with no major skids and just playing pretty consistent hockey throughout and look like a true contender. That may be the kind of battery in the back, if you will, to Fitz to really try to get something substantial. I think it could happen. And I would love to see it. I mean, a top 6 winger added to this group for a playoff run would be pretty damn nice. Stevie says, we need to go all in this year and trade Woodson and SST. Their masterful analysis will be really missed, but I think we get some good value from trading them. Seth says, I love Don calling the game with Ken. I meant to say this in my last video. We talked about it in the live, but Don La Greca bringing the heat. I love the enthusiasm. He freaks out on the goals, gets super animated. You'd love to hear it. And I love his, it seems like his signature tagline is put a pitchfork in this one. I love the put a pitchfork in this one. Put a pitchfork in this one is a nice little touch. That's going to be his saying. Water bottles and pucks. That's referring to being 8 minutes behind the comments. Yeah, all right. Let me skip ahead. Later, Ryder. Roman, I have seen the Grits Telegram posts, and then people were making a huge deal out of it. I just hate the internet sometimes. People always looking for controversy and to stir up problems. People were talking about like, oh, because he posted something on Telegram that the team like abandoned him and he was wandering the streets by himself like he was a toddler. I mean, ridiculous stuff. But I have seen some of it, and it is fun to kind of watch it, right? Like, here's this guy coming over, young player in the league, and he's just kind of documenting or chronicling his journeys as a rookie in the NHL. It's pretty entertaining stuff. Justin says, SST, why so negative all the time? Good luck with that. Richard, what's going on? Stevens was the Lawrence Taylor of the NHL. You had to know where he was at all times and could change a game with one hit, a game record, literally and figuratively. Absolutely. Scotty was just, it was a different world back then, and he certainly was the alpha dog. Nothing like old school Scotty. What a time to be alive. If you were a Devils fan back then and you watched Scott Stevens' career, I mean, we were so lucky. What a career. What a career for Scott Stevens. And we were spoiled as fans to have him, Marty, Niedermeyer, a great supporting cast with guys like Dano, Colin White, the Claude Lemieux of the world, the Riches, the Holiques. I mean, it just goes on and on. the under the radar kind of guys, Pando and Madden. What a time to be alive. Let's go Devils, Checkmonic. And Checkmonic says, positivity posting. Way to go, SST. They are wrong about you. Oh, boy. Jason, how you doing? What a great night for us. That certainly was a close one. I'm definitely feeling great now. A win is a win. They're not all going to be pretty, folks. They're not all going to be pretty, but it was a win. SJ, I love the hustle from the forwards. Got to help the defense. Yeah, the defense was definitely pinching a good amount, and you did see some of the forwards getting back. Love to see the support. Love to see your New Jersey Devils at 2-1 right now. Who really believed after the Carolina game that we would be here right now, 2-1? After that Carolina game, so many people, and I hate to keep kind of kicking them, but they deserve to be kicked. All the people are like, the season's over, this team is terrible, and rah, rah, rah. I should make a video just shaming. I should snip all the comments from everywhere and just keep throwing them up and lambasting the people. I'm not that petty, nor do I have that kind of time on my hands. But if I was, and I did have that time, I would probably make that video. And some of these people's comments would be shamed for all to see. Seth says, I'll be honest, I don't trust Fitz in making any trades at the deadline. I hope I am wrong. I mean, listen, you have a reason to think that because we haven't seen a lot of in-season tweaking from him really ever. We saw Timo at the deadline, or I guess it was a little before the deadline, a few years back. But outside of that, not much. And it may have been circumstantial that it was more of we don't feel like this is our year, even though there was guys with term that I feel like you could have got a guy that wasn't a pure rental. But maybe he was waiting, and I don't agree with this kind of approach, but was waiting until the team looked stronger to really try to make a move. I don't know. But either way, there'll be no excuse. If this team can look like the team we expect them to be and look like a real contender, there's no reason not to get something at the deadline. Roman says, bring in any player better than Plot and it'll improve the team so much and push players down. Well, I think we already have a guy in Nason that may do that. I would like to see Nason get a shot. I don't think they've ever tried that combo before. I'd be curious. Just have Jack and Brat flying around and send Nason right to the net. Jesse says, it's about time there was some passion behind the mic for play-by-play. It's been sorely missed. Yeah, Don's bringing the heat. Don gets fired up like no other. Like no other. A Devils fan from way back. From the old school days at the old arena. And I was able to have a nice conversation with Don. I guess it was probably a couple months ago now. I will put the link if you haven't seen it. I just put the link in the chat. I did an interview with Don La Greca a couple months back after he was named the new play-by-play guy. So check that out if you haven't seen it. Frank says, Don is great, but sometimes he slips into radio mode and forgets he's doing TV now. Yeah, I mean, he was a radio guy for so long. And I think he's just going to continue to get better as the season goes on. And that is something I expect to see. Captain THC, I think we should trade Nemitz for a top 6 winger before his value dips. I'm tired of seeing him turn the puck over 5 times a game. Nemitz is also super young. I think he's going to be a very good defenseman. I'm not giving up on him by any stretch. I think he's going to be very good. But if I'm not against trading anyone if a deal that I feel improves the team comes along. How I got here, Jeremy Proper. Can we just call Buffalo for our one-stop shop? Tuck and Thompson for fill in the blank. There'd be no way to get both of those players without gutting our roster in some way. Both of them would be super, super expensive in terms of assets. Now, I would love one of them. Obviously, I'd prefer Tage, but I would love Tuck. Tuck would be a great player to get. Thompson seems a little too pipe dreamy for me to really wrap my head around it, but I would love to see it. Damien says, for this game Thursday, shame I did not get to see Marchand when he was a Bruin, but damn, would it be nice to see him play before he retires. Yeah, I've seen Marchand a bunch. This guy's been in the league forever. What a consummate winner. Faye, what I wouldn't do to see Scotty railroad some of these people soon as a walking tank. Justin, we were spoiled in the 90s. Missed those days. We were beyond spoiled. We were beyond spoiled. SST, only running to me. Remember the Rangers couldn't get a win over the Devils for a couple of seasons like 20, 25 years ago. Yeah, I remember that SST. I think it was either like 96 to 99 or whatever it was. It was when there was ties. So there was a couple ties in there, but it was like the Rangers didn't beat the Devils, I think, for like 20 some odd games in a row. It was something ridiculous where we owned them in the late 90s. Let me see. There it is. The New Jersey Devils had a long unbeaten streak against the Rangers that lasted for 23 regular season games. From February 1997 to March 2001. During this period, the Devils had a record of 15 wins and 8 ties against their rivals. The streak ended with a 4-3 Rangers victory on April 1st, 2001. Talk about domination. I'll post that in the chat for everyone to digest. I may have misread it and got a little sidetracked or whatever, but that is quite a dominant run. Matthew says, Devils second best team in the Metro. With health, luck, anything could happen in the playoffs. Completely agree. And in the end, while the Canes are better than us head-to-head for the moment, which we clearly saw on display in the opening night, I do think there is a potential for the Devils to win the division. I think that could be the case. Like I said, head-to-head, I think the Canes own us for right now. But I think there is a possibility that the Devils still win the division. I don't think it's just a foregone conclusion that the Canes will win it. Oh, no. World's worst game, or 2-1 was possible, but had to be realistic because of the tough schedule. By the way, they could still be just 5-5 after 10, and I'll be happy. Oh, for sure. But I think that'd be pretty disappointing. I mean, I guess it's only one game below 500. Yeah, I mean, at 2-1, we would have to go 3-4 to become. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to be one game. Yeah, I would like to see them 6-4 at worst case after 10. That'd be. Devils fan 13 says, I just saw an IG comment from Max Broder saying MCL for Markey. We'll see if the kid is right. Same injury as last year. Where did he say that? He said that? Oh, no. Verge says, to be honest, I don't like grits on Telegram or whatever. I'm old. Don't like the distraction social media usually causes. Well, good luck, my man. The whole world is in social media. It's a runaway freight train. It's never going away. And so you just have to learn to accept it because it's never going anywhere. It is never going anywhere. Chris says, I need to start training like Brat. Considering what I have seen associated with Telegram, I wish he was not there. I know it's very big, like overseas, right? Like I don't even have Telegram. It's enough, I don't want any more of these. There's new platforms every other day. Like I'm done. I told myself after Instagram I would never get a new one. Richard said, I thought Keith said Nason wouldn't be back until December. No, I think you're Richard. I think you're thinking about Kovacevic. I didn't hear that Nason was going to miss that much time. That's insane if that's true. Captain THC, I missed the Continental Airlines Arena. I think all of us that have been there miss it. What a magical time. A magical era of Devils hockey with tailgating. Complete with tailgating. Army Continental had the best acoustics, no doubt. Justin, thumbs up to whoever hates the New York Rangers. I like that. Jack says, give him first-round draft picks and a prospect for Tuck. I'd be on board for all of that. Future pieces, I have no interest in drafting in the first round for the foreseeable future. This team should truly be in win now mode, and truly being in win now mode includes trading away draft picks, specifically first rounders, for win now pieces. Win now. Trade those future pieces and win now. Dog says Continental had the worst acoustics. Justin, regarding Nason, I've had a great injury. It's one of those injuries that seems simple, but it's a long recovery. Verge says Grits is plus 750 for the Calder on ESPN Bet. Do you mean 7,500? Or literally 750? I need to know now. And then I need to double check that I didn't misread my bet. I got him at 50 to 1. You're telling me he's 7.5 to 1? That seems crazy. I think. Are you sure it's not 7,500? Did you miss a zero there? I need to know. 750 is insanely low. How I got here, Jeremy Proper says, Isles off to a Sorokin start. Jeez, it's like watching Corey Schneider all over again. Yeah, you can ride a good goalie a long way. What did the Islanders do? Oh, no. No, they lost. Husky Unchained, listen to the game tonight. Chico and Matt didn't realize Markstrom was in net till the end of the third. Reading the chat while listening to the game was messing with my head. Did they really not realize that it was Markey? I wonder if they have them sitting up super high. You know, there is a chance that they were sitting super high. I don't know where the radio booth is in Columbus, but it is possible that the seat, like where they're seated, is super far away. I mean, you'd still think they would notice at some point, but that definitely could add to it. Justin says, miss the crash line. I think we all do. He posted on the Devils Fanatics IG page. Oh, now I need to see this. I see where he wrote that. I hope that's just a guess. I don't think he would have got that info so quickly. Richard says, Markey was shaking his blocker hand. It got bent back and chopped on the replay. That's what I thought. So I thought it was a result of stick on hand. And to the people, you know, talking about his age, if he was 12, 15, 23, 37, 47, 87, 52, no matter what your age, if you get chopped, those things could happen. And so that is not an injury as a result of being old, which is why I think that the people talking about, old goalies is kind of crazy. But you know. Captain THC says, I thought that Malik kid looked good in goal during preseason. I hope he's NHL ready. Yeah, he's another guy looking to, crack the NHL soon. I think he played well in his first game in Utica in a loss. Devils fan 13, that's a good sign at least, but man, another MCL injury for Markey would suck. That would be tragic. Completely tragic. Huskin Chain says Malik needs to paint his mask. It looks like Jason Voorhees in net. I'm sure he's getting one soon. Yeah, face it, I would assume it's 7,500. That makes more sense. 750 would be terrible. M. Sharp, bet grits for Calder and Nico for Selke. How would you make that bet ace? On FanDuel. Damn, I wish I could have got 7,500 odds. I got him at 50 to 1. I was hoping it was going to go up, but if he keeps playing like this, it's going to go down. It was 35 to 1 when I saw it last week. So it was at 50, and then after that assist, I was like, all right, if anything, I think this is going to start trending downward. So let me just take it at 50 to 1. Richard says, I missed $4 beers from the 85-86 season. That's quite the deal. They're a lot more than that now. Justin Smith, the championship New Jersey. The Devils won the Stanley Cup. Best call ever. Mike Doc Emmerich. What a call. 1995. Devils fan 13 says, I doubt he'd even share that info, and I'm leaning towards a hand wrist on the play ace. Yeah. Hopefully it's nothing crazy. Jack, $4 beers. Friday night, late 80s, Buffalo odd. $10 for an orange ticket. Beer and a slice of pizza included. Wow. That's pretty insane. What a deal. What a deal. Yeah, I guess we're not going to get anything till tomorrow. Damn, the Comets lost 1-0. Comets are still struggling. Brendan Byrne Arena was spelled B-Y-R-N-E, not burn like yours is like a fire burn. Byrne was B-Y-R-N-E, former New Jersey governor. Jack, I sat lower bowl, 87 Canada Cup, Canada Russia, double OT, 6-5 for $20. Yeah, that's amazing. I don't have any handy at the moment, but I've shown some of the insanely low pricing on tickets back in the day. I think the 1995 Cup Finals were like, I think upper levels were like $40 and the lowers were like maybe it was cheaper than that. Maybe the lowers were like 60, 70. I have to. What a time to be alive. Alan, Ace, just saw some news on the internet. Looks like a knee injury for Markey. Not sure if it's true or not. I sure hope not. I don't think the team released anything. So I think people are kind of speculating and guessing. I don't know how anyone would know that because the team hasn't released anything. And they won't till tomorrow. So I don't know where people would come up with that. And it does seem like he was favoring a hand or something. Hopefully it's nothing serious. If it's a real injury, that would be just devastating. Captain THC, Chico walked in on me smoking a joint in the handicap stall of the men's room at the old Continental Airlines Arena. He laughed as I screamed like a girl and flushed my joint. True story. Yeah, that would be hilarious to witness, to see Chico watch that and then watch you just freak out and flush it. You should have asked Chico if he wanted some. Richard, Springsteen sold out Continental 15 nights. Yeah, he had those banners I remember seeing up there for all the consecutive sellouts. What a time. What a time, friends. But I'm fired up. This New Jersey Devils club is coming to the Rock on a 2-game winning streak against good teams. Panthers, Oilers, and then off for 3 days and at Toronto. And then Minnesota at home. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that'd be amazing to beat Florida and Edmonton, to just get the 4-game win streak out of the way right away. That would be crazy and amazing. John Face says, Alan, chances are it's either his hand, back, or face. I could see all that. Jack, I've seen Mogilny walk into the Buffalo Odd after he defected from Russia between 2 men in black suits. Yeah, crazy story. If you've never seen it, check it. I think it's called Defector. Let me see if I can find it. It's on YouTube. It's a great documentary. If you're not familiar with how Alexander Mogilny came to the NHL, it's a wild story. Yeah, here it is. Check this out. Link in the chat. The Alex Mogilny story, crazy. Cap THC, if it was Marky's knee, I doubt he would have stayed in the game. Looked like a hand injury to me too. Well, keep in mind, there's only 20 seconds left, and he knew there was no other goalie available. So I'm not going to put too much stock into that. If there was like a few minutes left or something, I would say you're probably right. But with 20 seconds left, even if it really was something bad, I could see him just like staying in there. Jack, Mogilny should be in the Hall of Fame for that alone. First Russian to defect to play in the NHL. I don't know if that alone is Hall of Fame worthy, but that in conjunction with the career he had should have put him in the Hall of Fame much sooner than he got in. I mean, they did make him wait forever. Richard, all right, Ace, before I hit the rack, did you watch the entire? No, I didn't, man. Let me pull it. Let me pull it up. It was, you know what it is? I had it tabbed on my computer, and then sometimes my like the windows will crash, and then I lose all the tabs I had, and that's what happened. I will finish that. Cody Skills, anything could happen in Jersey. John, let's focus mostly on Thursday, where your New Jersey Devils, my New Jersey Devils, our New Jersey Devils play their home opener. I am fired up. Love the home opener. Always loved it since I was a kid. Very exciting, the home opener. It's always an exciting time, and I look forward to it again this year. Man, I hope Marky's not hurt. That would really suck. Alan, I hated to see it because I really like Miles Wood, but at least he did not come back to haunt us this time around. Yeah. Former Devils. There'll be, I think, at least a couple of them. In Florida. Maybe just, is it just, maybe just Greer? Luke, good stuff, Ace. Let's get that wins Thursday. Let's go Devils. Take care, Luke. Good night, Stanislav. Jack, Mogilny was put in the trunk of a car at a junior tournament in Canada. I don't remember that part. I'm always hungry, Justin. I am always hungry. Stick Fix Ace, I'm throwing a movie on in the background while I work. What am I playing? Martin Brodeur, Winner Above All, or the Simpsons movie? I'm going to go with the Marty movie. Richard says, good night, kids. Thanks for putting up with the old man. Good night, Richard. Devils fan 13. I just Googled this. Allen left the game early last year, exact same date. What? 10-13-25, and Markey came in to relieve him. Allen got to talk to Blake Coleman about the pickles. Is that wow? John Fay, we need to get more than fired up. We need to treat it like a playoff atmosphere since I believe we are getting rally towels. Are they? Did they say that? I don't remember last year what they did. They do the rally towels? Justin, let's not speculate on Markstrom. Wait till the Devils give an update. I mean, that's always a logical approach, in my opinion. That makes sense. I'm waiting. I'm hoping it's nothing. I'm hoping it's absolutely nothing. Stick Figs, I use the Session Buddy Chrome extension to save records over tabs in case of anything. All right, guys. This is, where this part is. This is when I go to the bathroom. Take a quick bathroom break. Harrison Blitzer providing rally towels in the regular season. Next, you're going to tell me the chicken sandwiches are now made to order. Yeah, right. Alan, Ace, if Markey's out, who do you think will be called up? I hope it is not Dawes. I don't think it'll be Dawes because of the waiver situation. I believe if he is injured, it will be Jakob Malik. But guys, I have some exciting stuff coming this season. Whoo! Do I have some exciting stuff coming this season? And wow. Hopefully for the new and old fans. There's always going to be exciting stuff for the old fans because it's a little bit easier to facilitate. But I'm hoping to have a good mix this season of a lot of interesting stuff for the old Ace. A lot of interesting stuff. What's going on, Evan? Hello, it's good to see you back. Let's go Devils. What a game. What a game. Lou was the best. Lou was the absolute best. Damian, well, Ace, I will head out. If I see you Thursday, that'd be great. If not, let's go Devils. Good night. Yeah, some of you guys are ridiculous. Florida lost to the Flyers 5-2. Definitely not. Definitely not that. Justin, I hope it's nothing to maybe you want to get off the ice quickly. I don't know. I think there's something to it. All right, but I'm going to use the bathroom for 2 minutes. But I'm curious, like, what kind of the suggestions have been kind of weak. There hasn't really been many suggestions when I call for them in the past couple of streams. But the giveaway show is coming. I'm gathering up items. There's tons of stuff that I'm going to be giving away spanning the last 3 decades of New Jersey Devils history. Signed pictures, pucks, hats, all kinds of stuff. The details, I'm still trying to figure out the details, but I'm hoping to do that pretty soon. The details will be coming out. There'll be a bunch of ways to win. But follow me on Instagram. Follow me on X. I always forget. I've been trying to get better about, I guess a lot of people, it seems, are only like on one platform. Like, I get that. There's some people that are like, I'm only on this platform. I'm only on that platform. But there's the X for you to follow your boy if you're not. Let me get the Instagram. Both links are in the chat. Husky, really happy with the start so far. 5 versus 5 scoring last game, and special teams showed up this game. 2-1 on the road to start the season. Can't be mad at that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Thrilled with 2-1 and perfect special teams tonight. 2 for 2 on the power play. 5 for 5 on the kill. 7 special teams units. 7 for 7. Stick Figs Ace, you need to do some giveaways based on channel history trivia. I'm never going to win team history trivia. No, I said that. There will be some team history stuff too, but a lot of it will be more channel history stuff to reward the people that have, supported your boy. I will probably advertise a good amount leading up to the giveaway show. So obviously I don't want just a bunch of people that are only there for the giveaways to win. I mean, inevitably that will happen with some of the stuff, which is fine. I am advertising a giveaway show. that's open to everybody, but I certainly will do a fair share of channel kind of references or history questions to give an edge for those prizes to the people that have been around for a while. Obviously, you guys deserve to be rewarded more so than the randoms just coming by to try to win something. But there will be people, randoms that do win. I mean, I'm running with the Devils meetup at the studio or getting a whiteboard, and that's definitely neither one of those. Although I do want a whiteboard for myself for my own notes and things, not like to have on screen. And I actually do have a huge one in storage. It's like massive though. I don't even know if I have a place to put it. It might be like 8 feet wide. John Fay, all right, Ace, I'm out of here. See you Thursday, where we are hopefully celebrating a third win against the defending Stanley Cup champs, the back-to-back Stanley Cup champs. That'd be phenomenal. Got to win the home opener. Got to win the home opener. All right, I'm using the bathroom real quick. Bathroom break towards the end here. We'll start winding it down. But hit me with some suggestions. What kind of videos do you guys want to see? What is there anything I do that you guys hate? Is there anything that you think I do is good? Any ideas? I'm always looking for the feedback. I'm always thinking of the feedback. And again, I can't always do everything that people suggest. But I always like to hear any sort of suggestions or anything that you think can help me make the channel better for you guys. I'm curious. So whatever you got, throw it out there. No guarantees that I could do it or will want to do it, but I always like to hear them. And ones that I think are good, I will try to do. Hit me with that. Back in 2 minutes. Be right back. I forgot be right back. Steak Figs, are some of the questions going to be on Running with the Devils live chat lore? Because there's certainly more of that than you'd think for an NJ Devils YouTube show. I think it's going to be kind of a combination of a lot of stuff that you would know if you watch a lot. Like, I'll probably ask maybe some things about the chat. Some of it will be things that I've maybe mentioned about myself at various points. At various points of the channel's history. There'll be a nice little mixture of things. There's definitely be a lot of trivia. I'm going to do a lot of current trivia too, so that newer fans have a chance. I know a lot of you guys are newer fans, but I probably will skew it like for the prize, I suppose. So like if I was doing like a 1995 Stanley Cup type item, I might make it about that season or that playoff or something like that. So I think I'm going to try to have the questions be era appropriate, if you will. And like, in the end, I think that makes the most sense, because with someone who wasn't a fan, then I suppose you may want something from the 95 team, but I feel like people that were fans during that time would want it more than newer fans. I don't know. I'm still ironing out all these details. There's going to be, oh, wow, you guys got chatty here. There's going to be a lot of different kind of wrinkles to it. And I'm obviously going to do the old, the number thing with the pad. I always find that interesting. Guess a number between like 1 and 200, whatever it is, and I write a number, and whoever guesses it first, those give everyone the same chance to win. So there'll be some of those too. Brandon says we've always been really good against Florida. I'm not too worried. I mean, they're dogs, man. Even with their guys out, they're still a tough team. Devils fan 13, sell that whiteboard to the hockey guy, Ace. Shannon and the whiteboard. I don't know how he does it, man. Shout out to Shannon, one of the OG hockey guys on this YouTube. He's the OG, and he does it old school with the whiteboard, writing out lines and all kinds of stuff. I don't know how he does it. He must be watching hockey for 10 hours a day and making videos 10 hours a day. He must sleep very minimal. Stickfigs, have moderators, not really to moderate, but to queue chat messages that are good for you to react so you don't fall behind so far because of scanning. It's a possibility. If I was Fitz, I'd also target Meier's BFF Thomas Hertl in Vegas. Meier and Hertl were dangerous in San Jose. I think he makes a lot of money, though, doesn't he? You're going to have to be... Cody Skills, bring the call shows. So funny you mentioned that, Cody Skills. Starting tomorrow, there will be a call-in show. And I don't know how often I'm going to do it. If people are into it, it may be very frequent. We will see. But tomorrow morning, I will be. I did one in the summer, and I've been meaning to go back to it for a while. I will do the morning call-in show, similar to the old school. For all you old school people that remember the AM, morning talk radio. One of my never really talked a lot of hockey on it, but I always remember listening to sports talk radio when I was younger, driving to different jobs and things in the car. Like Boomer and Carton was a great era. And then Carton always tried to poo-poo Boomer. They even had a clip that was like, no one cares about hockey, Boomer, every time he tried to talk about hockey, because Boomer is a hockey guy. He's a big Ranger fan. His son-in-law is Matt Martin. He always tried to talk hockey and would get kind of shunned by everybody else. Justin says, kids today, what's a whiteboard? It's like a chalkboard, but it's just a big white board, literally whiteboard, hence the name, and you write on it with dry erase markers. Stickfigs, the whiteboard, at least one side of it is going to have some of our top guys' ages and seasons in the NHL as a constant reminder that time to win is now. Time to win is certainly now. Certainly now. Devils fan 13, love the throwback videos in history. I think those videos are great for this new/younger wave of Devils fans. They weren't as blessed as us, but need to learn the history behind our team. The question is, do they care to learn? I've thought about a bunch of different things. I just don't know the appetite for it, but I suppose I'm trying to think of creative ways to do it. I've been toying with this too, like a history series. I'll keep kind of chewing on that. Husky Unchained, nobody wants the Gen Pops calling in. Jack, NJ adds Hertl, this team in the top 6 is dangerous. I agree, but is it reality? Mr. White, I want Timo Meier cemented on the right side board of our main power play unit over Jesper Bratt. I agree with that 100%. Talked about it before. I never wanted him off power play 1. And for all the people that are down on Timo at different points, it's like his career was made in San Jose on the right side on power play 1. And for whatever reason, the Devils decided not to utilize him like that. And you saw it tonight. First power play, he's back out there, he scores a goal. I mean, what more can you say? Roman says, when the Devils say nothing and reporters say nothing, it's definitely something. That's how it works here. I'm assuming you're talking about the Markstrom injury. Devils fan 13 says, Ace likes food, I win. Stickfigs, which swimming stroke has Ace not seen out of Vanacek's free swimming? Backstroke, side stroke, freestyle, butterfly. Brandon, I think Florida fans are always nervous to face the Devils. I mean, yeah, I don't know if they're nervous. They're back-to-back Cup champs. But they, we did beat them twice on their home ice last year in a row. They definitely remember that, I'm sure. Justin Smith, food is great. Devils fan 13, salty snacks. Stickfigs, what did Ace wish for when Santa visited his house Christmas 2023? Mr. White, Mercer in 25-26 will make a bunch of people look like the casual fans they are. Yeah, another guy that I thought was going to have a big season, and thus far, Dawson Mercer, guys, don't look now, and I don't want to, put the jinx on him, but our boy Dawson Mercer has 2 goals and an assist for 3 points through 3 games played, which is an 82-point pace. Now, I don't think he's going to finish with 82, obviously, but I think he's going to have a strong season, and I put that in my season prediction show. People have been riding him forever, and I think he's going to at least get back to the 22-23 Mercer. Jack says, please let people who have been drinking call in after games. The 6 a.m. call-in show or 3 a.m. for me. Justin, why no one can use a phone anymore unless it's for shopping on Amazon? Presify, what's up, Ace? Question: where'd you get that Bud Ice Devil sign? I need one for my room. Oh man, this is a vintage dog. This is 30 years old. It came out in '95. I got it like forever ago. I have no idea where I got it. I don't remember. It wasn't a commercially available thing. It was given to bars, and I came across it years ago. And years after, I saw them when they first came out, and I wanted one so badly. And then was finally able to get one. Love it. Cody says, like, how many goals did Brodeur score? Stick Figs, most of the young Devils fans don't care about the history. They care about whether Jack is wearing a beanie with his suit or not off the bus. Yeah, I do feel like most of the young fans don't care about the history. There's probably some that do, but I think it's such a small percentage. Stick is Mr. White carrying the X live chat. Justin Smith, Marty scored 3 goals. That is correct. 1 he shot into the net, and the other 2 he was credited with. Core 4 and Dougie on power play 1. That's where I'm at, Snow Devil. I said it after the last game. Give me the core 4 with Dougie. They look damn good. Husky, I don't like listening to randos calling in. So you don't like the call-in shows, Husky. Husky doesn't like the randoms calling in. Jack, Mercer is the one that NJ needs to break out. Yeah, I mean, a 55, 60-point season out of Mercer with the other top dogs being top dogs. And with Gritsuk chipping in 50 to 60 points, I think that's a pretty good scoring attack. Brandon says, I think Grits is ending with 60 points. He's a monster. That would be phenomenal. Yeah, Mercer, 55 to 65 points. If he stays in the top 6, I think it's possible. I do think, if he loses power play time, that could hurt it. But maybe he could even get there without power play time just by playing with Nico and Timo regularly. Jack says, Lou wouldn't let anyone wear a beanie. That's completely correct. Never happened in the Lou days. Stick Figs, before Ace appeared on the channel, he uploaded recording of game moments that have gone viral. What song did Devils fans play outside after winning Game 7 against the Rangers in the 2023 playoffs? Man, what a night. What a night. I'll never forget it. It's definitely the best night in Devils recent history. I mean, outside of, I'm trying to think, what would even be, that had to be the best night in recent Devils history. It was the best moment since, I'm trying to think here. That Game 7 would be the best moment since the Game 5 2012 Cup Finals win. Yeah. Since then, Game 5, 2012 Stanley Cup Finals, we're at home. Devils down 3-1, looking to pull off a miracle to keep this. They had to win 3 in a row, or at that point, it was really 4 in a row. They were down 3-0, but they won Game 4, and then we're trying to continue the epic comeback. Game 5 at home, they win it, and then obviously go out in Game 6 in LA and lose a heartbreaker off that Bernier penalty. But yeah, Game 7, that's the best Devils moment in the past 13 years. 13 years. Jack, Lou, no long hair, no facial hair, suits and ties. Lots of other rules, too. This is random. Starbucks catching strays. Justin says Starbucks needs to go out of business. No one likes coffee anyway. Johnny Two-Tone, crazy to think if brackets 100 points, he'll sit in 3rd overall in Devils history and points. Is that right? Already? No, Johnny Two-Tone, you're crazy off with that one. I was like, what? Yeah, no. Bratter has 450 points right now. Bobby Holik has 472. I mean, if he gets 100 points, Bratter would jump up. Oh, no, you're right. I'm an idiot. My bad. I missed all the other ones. Yeah, he could. It is crazy how Patty is so far ahead. And then Johnny Mack, and then, it just drops off significantly. But, yeah, he could essentially pass Zajac for third all-time by the end of the season. I mean, and if Bratter continues on the trajectory he's on, you would think he has a very good chance to become the franchise all-time points leader. Stickfigs, I really want to call in, but I don't have any profound analysis. I would just jest, not going to lie. Have you ever heard anyone really call up with profound analysis, Stickfigs? A couple people, but it's few and far between. Devils fan 13, I'll admit the New Age fans don't respect the history. I know. Jack, Lou ran a tight ship because it was his ship. And then Husky says, I just jinxed Mercy. No, I didn't. Come on, man. I put that prediction video out, I don't know, last week. I'm a Mercer believer. Jack says, and by the way, Lou was right. His Stanley Cup teams prove it. Yeah, you could argue with some of the stuff he did, but in the end, you can't argue with 3 cups. Mr. White, Jack's lack of upper body strength was put in the forefront when Marchenko made him look like an amateur on his breakaway goal. Adding some muscle and mass won't slow him down despite what... Oh, man. Stickfigs, as sick as the OG logo is, I'm sad that Lou wouldn't let us explore alternate logo styles or patches in the 90s like many of our neighbors. Yeah, no, Lou was very old school. He didn't want anything different. Just keep it simple. Husky says Ace stole the signs from the bar back in the day. No, I bought them fair and square. Dan says, what up, homie? How often do you go to games? I try to go to about a dozen a year or so. Some years I end up going to a couple less, and some I end up going to a lot more. Like last year, I think I went to a ton. Last year may have been like an 18-ish year. What's going on, Selecta Boy? Husky and Chin says, Husky isn't awake during the AM, so the morning call-ins are cool. Yeah. You want the call-ins when you're not watching? I mean, people like to hear themselves talk, you know? I'll let them call in and say whatever. It is a slippery slope, though. In Louis Trust, that's right. That is right. All right, folks, that's it. Wrapping up here. This is another marathon. It's another marathon. No, Stickfigs, I actually wanted to not vlog some of the games and just like enjoy the game. Doing a vlog it's kind of a pain in the butt, depending. It's sometimes I just want to not do it, but then I feel like it's foolish not to do it. I go back and forth with it, but it seems like people like the vlogs, so I try to give the people what they want. They like the vlogs. All right, guys, that's it. Pretty good after a Devils win. Erickson, what up with Jack? He looks lost. Hopefully we see vintage Jack Hughes come out to play at the Rock in the next couple of games. He's got to start burying some pucks. It's time. It's time to get Jackie on the goal-scoring hot streak. All right, folks, that's it. That's it, folks. The New Jersey Devils going to Columbus, following up a beautiful performance in Tampa. They followed up with a little bit of a scary one in more ways than one, and hold on to beat the Blue Jackets by a score of 3-2 in Columbus. Timo Meier back on the right side on power play 1, just striking immediately. The dog with 2 goals. I mean, everything seems right in the world. Hopefully Markey's not hurt. Hopefully Allen recovers from his cramps. Hopefully all of these things are just much to do about nothing. And we get healthy soon. Hopefully there's no other injuries we don't know about. And would love to see this team come back to a ruckus crowd at the Rock for the home opener Thursday night. And improve to 3-1. But the boys sit at 2-1. Impressive 3-game road trip to start the season against 3 very good teams. Would have loved to get that 1 point in Carolina, but it wasn't meant to be. 4 out of 6 points against 3 playoff caliber teams. I'll take it any day of the week. We're coming home for the next 2. The back-to-back Cup champs on Thursday night against the Panthers, and then we got Connor McDavid and the Oilers on Saturday afternoon, rather. And hopefully we win both of those, and we will have our first 4-game winning streak in almost 3 years. Wild to think about. But that's it, kids. Appreciate you all. I'll be back soon. Tons of stuff in the works. And that's it. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go.